Hello, everyone. Today I am on the phone because something happened to my computer. It won't let me log in or do anything else. So I'm on my phone today. I'll let some people come in before I start. Hi, Busby. Thank you for coming. I'm just sitting here waiting to start a meeting, and it's white outside, and it is bright, really bright. What are you doing, Copper? He's like, what, Mom? Yeah, so yesterday the ground was wet and then it snowed all night and it's slick out there. I have not even gone outside at all. Yeah, I need my shades. Bright, bright. Holy moly. Hello, Lily. Thank you for coming. I'm on my phone today because my laptop wants me to update my Google and I forgot my password, so I had to wait for 6 hours to do that. Not fun. Hmm. So today is 31 days. 31 days. Still going strong. I do have my week times when I'm like really wanting to smoke a cigarette, but I don't give in. I have a couple of times, but I did not smoke a whole cigarette, and it was like made me feel gross. So yeah, we've got 31 days today. No smokes, which is great. I feel good. I am planning to go back to work on Sunday. I'll have to grin and bear it and do some carpooling with my husband, but in the long run, it's actually better for now that I do go back to work. I've been off all this time, and I still have my job. That's the good thing about working where I work. They work with you, so yeah. And if they have days where they don't need as many people as they have scheduled, they'll. Tio, can you still hear me? I forgot I had this plugged in. No, I'm not using my tripod. It's in the living room. I didn't want to go through and take my phone out of the case and everything. So I just set it up here on my laptop. Working, I think. Okay, good. That's what matters. You guys can hear me. Uh, but today is going to be a wonderful day because I was blessed to wake up today and being sober. And yeah, every day is a good day when I wake up. Because I think back of my alcohol days, and what days weren't good. Days were long, torturous, painful, uh, not good at all. So Yes, Busby, I agree. Every day above the ground is a good day, for sure. So I am reading out of the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, and we're on, if you have the book, read along. If not, you can listen. Hello, I see you all coming. Not everybody in here is recovering alcoholic or whatever. They just want to listen. That's fine. Um, it's not like nobody else has your name on their channel. So yeah, I was. That's why I was saying what I was saying. Is because I know it's okay for Lily and Ava, but I'm not sure about Chris. Christopher. My husband's name is Christopher. Okay, good. I don't want to step on anybody's toes or give out information that they don't want given. So I appreciate everybody being here. Um, there's no bullying, no judging. Um, this is a help people video. So if we can not have the judgment, rude comments, and all that, thank you. But if we do, you'll be blocked and removed. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, all of you guys. So I'm going to read the 12 steps and then hopefully finish up step 11. Step, oh, I need to say the serenity prayer. I'm getting all confused. Sorry, guys. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to wherever possible, except for when to do so would injure them or others. I skipped a little bit of that one, sorry. 10. Continue to take personal inventory and when we wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Every day, guys. You gotta work your steps every day. And most of the time, you don't even know that you're actually using them. So, trying to get to where I was because I took my bookmark out and then closed my book. the Oh, I'm going to start on page 102. And now what? Prayer. Prayer is the raising of the heart and mind to God, and is in sense, and this, in this sense, it includes meditation. How many, or how may we go about it, and how does it fit in with meditation? Prayer are commonly understood in a petition to God. Having opened our channel as best we can, we try to ask for these right things of which we and the others are in the greatest need. And we think that the whole range of our needs is well defined by that part of step 11 which says knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. As a request for this fits in any part of our day. In the morning, we think of the hours to come. Perhaps we think of our day's work and the chances it may afford us to be useful and helpful, or of some special problem that it may bring. Possibly today we'll see a continuation of a series and as yet unresolved problem left over from yesterday. Our immediate temptation will be to ask for specific solutions to specific problems and for the ability to help other people as we have already thought they should be helped. In that case, we are asking God to do it our way. Therefore, we ought to consider each request carefully to see what its real merit is. Even so, when making a specific request, it will be to add to each one of them this qualification: if it be thy will. We ask simply that throughout the day God place in us the best understanding of His will that we can have for that day, and that we be given the grace by which we may carry it out. As the day goes on, we can pause where solutions must be met and decisions made, and renew the simple request, Thy will, not me, be done. If at these points our emotional disturbance happens to be great, we will more surely keep our balance provided we remember and repeat to ourselves a particular prayer or phrase that has appealed to us in our reading and meditation. Just saying it over and over will often enable us to clear a channel choked up with anger, fear, frustration, or misunderstanding, and permit us to return to the surest help of all, our search for God's will, not our own, in the moment of stress. At this crucial, at this critical moment, if we remind ourselves that it is better to be understood, to love than to be loved, we will follow we will be following the intent of step 11. Of course, it is reasonable and understandable that the question is often asked, why can't we just be specific and trouble troubling dilemma straight from God, and in prayer secure from Him sure and definite answer to our request? This can be done, but it is hazardous. We have seen AAs ask with much earnestness and faith for God explicit guidance on matters ranging all the way from a shattered domestic or financial crisis to correcting a minor personal fault, like tardiness. Quite often, however, the thoughts that seem to come from God are not answers at all. They are proved to be well intentioned, unconscious realizations. The AA of, or indeed any man who tries to run his life rigidly by this kind of prayer, by this self serving demand of God for replies, is a practically disconcerting individual. To any question of criticism or of his action, he instantly prefers his reliance upon power for guidance in the matters, in all matters, great or small. He may have forgotten the possibility that his own wishful thinking and the human tendency to rationalize his have distorted his so-called guidance. With the best of intentions, he tends to force his own will into all sorts of situations and problems with the comfortable assurance that he is acting under God's specific direction. Under such an illusion, he can of course create great havoc without in the least intending it. Thirsty. We also fall into another similar temptation. We form ideas as to what we think God's will is for other people. We say to ourselves, this one ought to be cured of his fatal pain or fatal malady, or that one ought to be relieved of his emotional pain. And we pray for these specific signs. Such prayers, of course, are fundamentally good acts, but often they are based upon a supposition that we know God's will for the person for whom we pray. This means that side by side with an earnest prayer, there can be a certain amount of presumptions and conceit in us. It is AA's experience that, particularly in these cases, we ought to pray that God's will, whatever it is, be done for others as well as for ourselves. In AA, we have found that the actual good result of prayer are beyond question. They are matters of knowledge and experience. All those who have persisted have found strength, not ordinarily their own. They have found wisdom beyond their usual compatibility or capability, and they have increasingly found a peace of mind which can stand firm in the face of difficult circumstances. We discovered that we do receive guidance for our lives to just about the extent that we stop making demands upon God to give it to us, or on order or on any term. Almost any experienced AA will tell how his affair had taken remarkable and an unexpected turn for the better, and he tried to improve his conscious contact with God. He will also report that out of every season of grief or suffering when the hand of God seemed heavy on even unjust, or even just, even unjust, whatever it is, new lessons for living we learned, new resources of courage we uncovered, and that finally, inescapably, the conviction came that God does move in a mysterious way his wonders to perform. All this should be very encouraging news for this who recoil from prayer because they don't believe in it, or because they feel themselves cut off from God's help and direction. All of us without expectation pass through times when we can pray only with the greatest exertion of will. Occasionally, we go even further than this. We are seized with a rebellion so sickening that we simply won't pray. When these things happen, we should not think ill, too ill or ourselves. Take more pray. When these things happen, we should not to think too ill of ourselves, who should simply resume prayer as soon as we can, doing what we know to be good for us. Perhaps one of the greatest rewards of meditation and prayer is a sense of belonging that comes to us. We no longer live in a completely hostile world. We are no longer lost or frightened and purposeless. The moment we catch even a glimpse of will, God's will, the moment we begin to see truth, justice, and love as the real and eternal things in life, we are no longer deeply disturbed by all the seeming evidence to the contrary that surrounds us in purely human affairs. We know that God lovingly watches over us. We know that when we turn to him, all will be well with us here and hereafter. And that's the rest of that. So, I automatically, when you read your book and you find things in here that catches your attention, highlight it. I had a couple of books that had highlight everywhere. So, because something will jump off the page at you and be like inspiring. So, you want to like think about that and tell yourself that you can work through that part. So, the part that jumps out at me is, Thy will, not mine, be done. And why can't we take specific and troubling dilemma straight to God and in prayer secure from Him sure and definite answers to our request? Well, from as soon as I learned that I didn't have to pray to a certain God, I didn't have to have a certain religion, I didn't have to do all these things and blah blah blah. When you first are working your steps for the first time, it's all jumbled, and there are things that will click to you, like prayers or whatever in these books. And for me, those things step out to me, um, because when you want to drink all the time, it's all about you. Or should I say, it's all about the drink. When we have that in our mind, that is all we think about. Leastways for me, when I was drinking, in my drinking days, I thought about it even before I was out. I thought about how am I going to get my next beer. So, and I did some pretty embarrassing things, like go to the neighbors asking for beer or money. I don't do that anymore. I think about it and I'm like, why didn't I give up the alcohol sooner? It's God's will, not mine, you know? But the stuff in these books really do click. Um, I mean, every time I read them, there is something else that, like, will stand out. And, there's a part in here that's a tongue tire. I think it's in step 11. Mm, okay. When such thoughts break in, we might recall a little ruefully how much store we use to set by imagination as it tried to create reality out of bottles. Yes, revealed in that sort of thinking, didn't we? We did. We thought in that. And that's all we could think of. Um, I am so happy and proud that I am now 8 years and 3 months sober. And I'm able to share my sobriety journey and encourage people um, to come and be sober. It's a better life. It's a life where you're not constantly looking for money or having a constant conflict with people, holding that in and dwelling on it and thinking that God's gonna fix everything right for you when that you're asking only for yourself. It doesn't work that way. We have to ask for his will for the other person because not everybody knows about what we're doing in our steps, you know. Only the ones that we tell. And I'm glad to share mine. If anybody thinks I don't, I do. I don't care who knows that I'm a recovering alcoholic. It is a battle every day. And I say a battle because to me, if I don't say that, it gets into my head. And I don't want it in my head. I don't want to have, like I did on the 4th of July weekend, and not remember anything because I saw alcohol and I went into a memory of stuff and I don't remember that trip and I was sober. So, um, I don't, I'm glad that I'm not doing pass me around the table, you know. I don't miss those days at all. Um, I wasn't nice and I regret it, but it's too late to change it. All we have is today, and today we can make it right. And the only way that this will work is if you truly want it for yourself. That's what I tell everybody. If you are ready to admit that you are powerless over the alcohol, step one, then we can't help you. We can't help unless if you're willing to make that commitment to yourself. Because it has to be yourself that you want to have fixed. I say fixed, but it's not really being fixed. It's just like learning. So I truly enjoy being able to do these meetings because there are people out there that I can help, and if they know that there is someone out there that they can talk to, it makes it better because they're not the only one. Well, when I first started my journey, I knew about Alcoholics Anonymous, but I didn't know much about it because the first time I ever went to one was when I was a kid, and that was my with my alcoholic father. So, um, I knew about AA. I just didn't know what it would take, and that there were other people that had the same issues as I did. Very similar stories. Um, we're not all the same, and there's more than just one person that's being happy on sobriety. And I really hope and pray that this reaches anybody because this is worth it. Being sober is worth it. Being alive is worth it. Having your family, your friends, your animals, whatever it is, being sober, you get to see it through clear eyes, and it's the best life. I did not know what I was trying to cover up other than depression, anxiety, not feeling good enough for other people, having those negative thoughts about myself a lot. And I am beautiful, and people try to say that I'm not, and I am beautiful because of my inside. My heart is beautiful, and that's better than any beauty. So, um, that one ought to be revealed. We also fall into another similar words don't want to come out right. Similar temptation. We form ideas as to what we think God's will is for other people. We say to ourselves, this one ought to be cured of his fatal malady, or that one ought to be relieved of his emotional pain, and we pray for these specific things. Such prayers, of course, are fundamentally good acts, but often they are based upon a supportation that we know God's will for the person for whom we pray. Yeah. But I also want to say if you don't have your books, you can order them. I'm not affiliated or anything. You can order them from Amazon. They're not too expensive. Go to a meeting. Sometimes when you go to a meeting, they'll have a book that they can give you. Um, I know this is my third Steps in Traditions book and like my second or third big book. My angels are falling over. Ugh. This is the big book. It's huge. I've read it like 5 times in 8 years. Yeah. But our readings is always at a meeting. So, so usually AA has a meeting. Um, I know you saw my toes. Sorry. I didn't mean to show my toes, but they wanted to say hello. Um, but my sponsor gave me this book, and it is from St. Mary's, Idaho in 2018. So, get a big book, get a thick book, or you can just listen and I will read them. I don't read every single day. I read on the meeting days, and I'm learning with you guys of the different ways and different things that we should change, without being changed every part, Don't, that's not what we're asking. But being sober, you'll realize that um, being sober is a great thing. I had to watch my kids graduate. I didn't think they'd graduate, and they did. Um, they were the first two grandsons to pass. Or no, grandsons, yes. But there's only one other boy, so
Dad's in line waiting to get gas.
okay. But what did I say? I forgot what I was going. Any questions? Um, I'm checking. Scrolling. Yeah. You can find the AA books in thrift stores and libraries as well. And I believe you can get online book for free. I can't guarantee that, but I believe you can get it. You can get uh you can get all kinds of apps for AA on your phone. Um, I had one that would tell me how many days exactly I have been sober, and yeah, so there's a lot of uh, apps that you can get on your phone or your tablet or everywhere. So there's books. I'm trying to not show my toes. Oops. So I hope everybody's having a great day so far. We have, yeah, the daily reflections. That's the one. It's awesome. Um, so I have been telling everyone that I want the snow. Send me snow. Let me flip you around. Whoa, it's bright. We got snow. Everything's white. I love the snow. But I haven't gone out and played in it, so it doesn't like my bones. Yeah, the roads are a sheet of ice. It's scary. So, I want to tell you a story. When I was a teenager, I did drink more than once. And I knew at that age that I had that in my family of being alcoholics. And so I did drink here and there when I was a teenager. And then when I hit 21, I drank some. I uh, didn't drink all the time. Then when I hit my 30s, it went downhill. I started drinking and I drank all the time nonstop, unless if I was passed out. And I'm glad I'm not doing that now. I'm getting loves. Somebody came to give me kisses. This guy makes me so happy. You're so happy. Oh, dog slobber. Eh. He's hyper. That's the thing with stop. That's the thing with boxers. Is they're hyper, very hyper dogs. Now he'll sleep all day. You better stop rubbing your booty on Dad's pillow. Hey, move. Dad's gonna kick your butt. Not really. Just saying. Come on, dude. Move your butt. He swallowed my whole bed. Oh no, he's got his ball. And he's spreading out like a frog. Look at that. That's what he does to me. He's a bed hog. Anyways, sobriety is the best way. Not everybody gets out. I pray that they do. I pray for a lot of people. I pray for the people that make me mad. I try to refrain from saying anything because it's like you're just going to their level, and I don't want to be in that kind of conflict. I just got a phone call. I don't know who it was. I wonder if they'll leave a voicemail. Hello? Just talking to AA today. Um, no, it was mine. Um, it goes through my watch too, so. Yeah, we just finished step 11, and, there's prayers throughout the whole book that will pop out to you. Um, I really like the one that Thy Will Be Done. Um, because, and I say Serenity Prayer. A lot of my friends will say the Serenity Prayer because, they could be having something going on and that's what they're doing is saying the Serenity Prayer, which is what I tell them. When they call and they're having a bad day, I talk to them. I I help them, calm down and rethink, regroup, and because I really don't want to see my friends go back down. Okay, have a good day. Yeah, I do too. I say the Serenity Prayer a lot because that one and Thy Will Be Done, or what's the other one? Yeah, it's God's will, not their own. Mm. So, yes, it does, Ava. It does. Serenity Prayer works for a lot of things: cigarettes, alcohol, anything. If you're having a problem with someone, say that Serenity Prayer, and it helps. It calms you down. Um, because I know, even though just because we're recovering alcoholics doesn't mean we don't get upset or anything like that. It just means that we don't cover it with alcohol, which can be not a great thing to have happen. So, saying the Serenity Prayer works for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I mean, I'm 30 days with no cigarettes, and I am using every prayer in the book to get me through it because it has not been easy. So, and I pray for everybody that is not having the best of luck. I pray for people that are in the hospital and everyone that is being affected by storms. I wish we got more snow. If that ain't a sign, I love it. I don't know what else is. Yeah, I still need to get mine and Chubb's paw prints. Just not having the money. So, anybody else experiencing storms or have any questions about meetings and such? My chat disappeared. Where'd it go? There it is. I don't like doing this through my phone. My phone is weird. Thank you for coming, Ava. Have a good day. Copper, what do you got? What do you got? Want me to throw it? Can you drop it? Drop it. Drop it. Drop it, dude. Crazy dog. Well, I think I'm going to end the meeting and I'm going to say prayer and then I'll close the meeting. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Love you all. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. The further we can get this message to people, the better. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And have a good rest of your week. Be safe, have fun. Love you guys.